Good evening, District 127, and good evening, my dignitaries, district leaders, district members, and our guest speakers for today. I hope I am audible and visible to everyone. Give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
Thank you. So I am Najla Hassan, and it's my pleasure to be your sergeant at arm for today's workshop, this monthly workshop organized by District 127. To officially start this workshop, I'll start by stating the Toastmaster International mission, which is we empower individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. And our District 127 mission is we build the new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Now, as any other meetings, we have some ground rules and guidelines we need to follow to have a smooth workshop and a smooth meeting for tonight and to enjoy and listen attentively. Please mute your microphones to avoid any echoes and disturbance throughout the workshop. You can keep your video on, but feel free to move around your areas. But make sure that you close when you move around, so you will not have any also disturbance to the speakers as such. And use the certain buttons for clapping and cheering for the speakers and for those who are participating in the workshop tonight. That is said, let me hand over to our beautiful MC for tonight, Toastmaster Priyanka. Toastmaster Priyanka, are you there? Yeah, she's here. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Najla. A very good evening, Toastmasters. Can you all see me? Yes, I welcome you all to our monthly workshop organized by our District 127. Now, I can see you all. How do I know I can, you all can see? I need some reaction. Come on the message screen. Let me see it. Who's going to give the first chat a thumbs up? I don't see it. Thumbs ups. Hi. Yes, are we all here? Good. So thank you all. Yesterday we had our MOT for our Scholars Toastmasters Club, and we had the Fujairah Toastmaster Club, DTM Sujit and his VPPR. So when I met his VPPR, I was like discussing with him. I told him, thank God I met you. I have somebody to help me out more and more, engage on the Canva, because me and Canva, we keep fighting with each other because I'm new to Canva. And, being a VPPR, we cannot live without Canva. So today I was so happy that I am hosting this session, and I welcome you all. This is going to be an interesting session with 3 important speakers here, giving us their speech on 3 important topics. Now, another important thing about these kind of monthly workshop is networking. We all get to network. We all get to know each other. And this all happens with our District 127. And what is District 127? It's world's #1 District 127. Can we please give a big round of applause? We all need to be super proud of ourselves, right? To be part of this District 127. We have great leaders supporting us and helping us achieve our club goals. So with this, I would like to welcome our district director. That is, we have our district team here, DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar, our district director, DTM Dr. Muneeba Ali, our program quality director, DTM Harish Krishnan, our club growth director, and public relations manager, TM Venzil Fernandes. Please give it up for them. They've been with us all throughout, supporting and helping us have these various initiatives on a monthly basis. Now, for the welcome address, I was reading an American poet saying, once we believe in ourselves, we can risk curiosity, wonder, spontaneous delight, or any experience that reveals the human spirit. What does that mean? It means that once you believe in yourself, nothing's going to stop you. There's not going to be any fear. This is the same concept with our charismatic district director, Dr. Abdul Sathar, who actually pushes us, empowers us, motivates us, and also guides us because he's got ample years of experience. So with this, I welcome DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar for his welcome address. Please put your hands together for him.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you.
Audience, Toastmasters, please give it an applause. Over to you, DTM.
Oh, Priyanka, you are electrifying the environment. Thank you very much for that wonderful opening of this meeting. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My dear partners in crime, the PQD, Dr. Muneeba Ali, the Club Growth Director, DTM Harish, Krishnan, and the PR Manager, Toastmaster Venzil, all my district team, division directors, area directors, club presidents, club excom, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Good evening to each and every one of you. I'm very happy to be here today with another episode of the monthly workshop, which happens every last Saturday of every month. I'm sure you're gaining lots of educational material, learning points and sessions to make a better club, have a better club experience, and also if finally to feel to be one district, one family concept, which we aim, our whole aim for this year is to give a better club experience for every single member that is part of District 127. I'm very proud to say that we have 3 sessions waiting for you today. That is Elevate Your Club to Achieve DCP 10 by 10 with precision. It is being presented by a wonderful person. Each speaker will be introduced by the MC. And the second session is Visual Vibes. It's a Canva flyer crafting session for all the clubs. Make sure, do great things and tell the whole world in the best possible way. That's what the speaker today is going to teach you how to do that. And the last but not the least, we have the coaching for club excellence by the club growth team to make to know better about how to make your club excellent club in District 127. And we have very excellent and experience present to give you the tips and points. Thank you very much for everyone being here. My role is to tell you that we are doing a wonderful job this year till now. It's 3 months closing and we are in the renewal spree. Everyone is running around looking for members to renew and looking for members to make the Smedley goals meet, which is part of the Hall of Fame. This is to recognize the best clubs in the district. So make sure, try your best to achieve Smedley. We have just one more day, that is tomorrow. You try to achieve the renewal that you have just one more day, that is tomorrow. Before the day closes tomorrow, make sure all your renewals and Smedleys are done. And we have announced lots of incentives this year for Smedley, and lots are coming. And you know that PQD, CGD, and PR team are announcing lots of awards to appreciate as part of the Toastmasters feedback and appreciation, which is the core of Toastmasters. We are doing our best to make you feel get the best feeling and to support you and help you and guide you in your journey. Thank you very much for this opportunity. We have a wonderful session today. Let me hand over the mic back to the MC and wishing all the very best for a wonderful session to all the speakers and to all the members who is waiting to listen to the wonderful speeches. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster, wonderful Priyanka.
Thank you, DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar. To the next address. You know, Margaret Thatcher once said, don't follow the crowd. Let the crowd follow you. And for the next person who's going to give the address, I am a big fan of her and a fan following because she inspires me to do more and more, never shy away from any new challenge. I am talking about none other than our program quality director, distinguished Toastmaster, Dr. Muneeba Ali. Please put your hands together for her PQD address.
Thank you. Thank you, MC of the day, Toastmaster Priyanka. That was a wonderful introduction. District Director, DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar, my brothers from another mother, CGD, DTM Harish Krishnan, and PRM Venzil Fernandes, and my fellow leaders and Toastmasters. A very good evening. We all know about the Akbar and Birbal stories, right? Similar to that in the Arab world, there are stories about the king Harun Rashid and Bahlul the wise. Bahlul is a well-known jet scholar who is as rich as the king, but he left his wealthy lifestyle and came to street wearing rags. You know why? Because without any fear of danger, he could question the caliph just by talking him and in the amusing ways. And caliph was always entertained by Bahlul with his wisdom and the amusing ways how he used to lead the caliph. One day he was missing Bahlul and he told his soldiers to bring him in. The soldiers looked everywhere for Bahlul and they saw him sleeping and they dragged him out of his bed and put him in front of the king Harun Rashid. He was very angry. Smiling, the king asked him, "Why, Bahlul, why are you angry? Because my soldiers dragged you in?" Bahlul told him, "No. I was the king in my dreams, you know. I had my soldiers, my palace, my servants, and my grace. And when they woke me up, everything is gone." The king Harun Rashid started laughing. He said, "Can people trust the kingdom which they see in their dreams?" And Bahlul looked at the king and said, "Then tell me, O Sultan, what is the difference between my imaginary kingdom and your real kingdom? Mine was over when I woke up, and yours will be over when you die." This exchange reminds us of the transient nature of power and the importance of humility. Everything is transient, our health, our wealth, the positions, the prosperity. As Toastmasters, we are leaders not just by title but by our actions, by our values and the legacies we build. Let's embrace the idea that true leaderships come from service, the connections we make, and the integrity we keep. Remember, our impact is measured not only by a rank, but how we uplift others and inspire them to achieve their own greatness. Maybe many of your efforts can't be weighed and given a score, but there are certain measurable parameters which acknowledge your success and thus help you in elevating your club. This is known as the Distinguished Club Program, the DCP. To give you the tips and tricks of how to align your efforts with this program, we have a dignitary here, DTM Arjun. He's like Birbal to Akbar, Bahlul to King Harun Rashid. And actually, the District 127 sent soldiers to find him out for today's speech, today's session. He's here to give us the pearls of wisdom, and how I wish I was Priyanka today to introduce him. Brace yourself to collect all the riches he's here to share with us. And thank you, Priyanka, for that wonderful introduction you gave me. And over to you, MC Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, Dr. Muneeba Ali, DTM. Next, we will move on to our session. We have the interesting session, the first one, which is Elevate Your Club, Achieve 10 by 10 with Precision. And for that, we have distinguished Toastmaster Arjun Sundar Raj. He is a Toastmaster since 2012, who believes that Toastmaster platform is the practice ground for real life. He holds several district positions from Area B4 Governor to Division Director to PR Manager to District Director. He's received several Toastmaster recognitions such as Outstanding Toastmaster Award, Leadership Excellence certifications, Triple Crown, Distinguished Toastmaster status, and many more. So please put your hands together and welcome our distinguished Toastmaster Arjun Sundar Raj for his session.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. A quick check about my audio and video. Still okay? Smooth? There's no disturbance?
Yes, all okay.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you so much.
Arjun, I can't see you, but
Could someone change the view or spotlight?
no, where are you? Did you put out the camera?
He is visible.
Yeah, now, yes. Sorry for that. Thank you.
Perfect. That's great. In early 1900s, somewhere in South Texas, outside of Beaumont, there was a farmer that was selling a piece of land, his land. Now, it was not like a land that he did not want to own. He was continuing to farm in that particular land for a very long time. But because of challenges that he had, his family was not able to manage the finances. So he thought he could sell the land and go out for a living. That's when an oil company approached him and then said that, hey, according to our research, there is a lot of oil in this particular place. How about we drill the oil, and we could give you some money for every barrel that we are able to get, every barrel of oil that we are able to get. Now, there is nothing to lose for the farmer. So what he did, go on, is what he said. And he gave these oil drilling companies permission to continue drilling the oil. Much for his surprise, there were gallons and gallons of oil underground. What happened over here? Overnight, this particular farmer became a billionaire. Or did he really become a billionaire? For years together, the oil was still under the same old farm. But he had absolutely no idea about it until someone approached him, mentioning that, hey, there is oil for him to drill. And that's exactly gave him an opportunity to become a billionaire. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to have something, you got to be. But there is one important aspect. There is something that you got to do. So as Zig Ziglar says, you got to be before you can do. You got to do before you can have something. And that is exactly what this particular session is all about. The next few minutes, what we will understand is 3 simple P's of how you as an individual can contribute to your club's success. So the first thing which I want to talk about is a very simple aspect. Just raise your hand if you love going on vacation. Love going on vacation? Yeah. I see a lot of hands going up. Absolutely. Who doesn't love vacation? Arjun, come on, don't be stupid. Is that even a question to ask? All right, let us test one simple aspect now. Every time you go on a vacation, the night before you go on a vacation or the entire day, there is a lot of things that you prepare for and complete. Yes or no? Type yes in the chat box if you actually do that. Yes. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. 100%. I do that too. One day, I complete all the work pending that I have. I delegate the tasks that I'm supposed to delegate to all my team members. This is at work. More than anything else, there is an important aspect at family also. With this, whatever that is I wanted to buy, I'll buy and then give it to my parents so that they can take care of it the next few days where I'm going to be missing. Whatever it is that I wanted to accomplish for a very long time is something that I accomplished in one day. Why? Because I was excited to go on a vacation. That's what I was looking forward to. So ladies and gentlemen, if there are a lot of tasks that we can complete in one day, imagine what we can do if the same thing we can start doing every single day of our lives. That is the importance of planning. Ladies and gentlemen, how well are we planning our own Toastmasters journey as an individual, as a simple member of the club, as a club officer, as a district officer, area director, division director, district director? Every single individual starts with the first P, that is planning. One thing which I really noticed, which is amazing about this particular district 127, last year you were in the world #1, and that's always something like a fantastic, proud moment that we have. And how we go forward from there is what is the most important. Just to give you a small example, we have about 97 members in the district itself that have completed level 1. If you're one of them, just type your message, me on the chat box. If you have someone who has completed level 1 from July till yesterday. Okay. The reason why I'm highlighting this is there are about 1,800 members in the district, out of which 97 have completed. What is important over here? How well are we able to plan the next step? If there is something that we have completed as a member, the next obvious step for me is my target to look at a level 2, a level 3, a level 4. And for that, how do I go about reaching out to the members? If in simple terms, list down all these activities and work with a mentor, that is exactly what will make a difference as far as our approach in terms of planning is concerned. This is only about what is it that I want to do as an individual member. Now, yes, we are able to plan things out pretty well as individual members. These are the tasks that we want to do. This is the speech that I want to deliver. This is the progress that I want to have as an individual member as far as Toastmaster learning opportunity is concerned. But the biggest aspect comes in is in the next letter, next P that I'm talking about. Over a century ago, or rather in the last century itself, if you look at it, there was a specific team in Britain that had won one Olympic gold medal, only once, that is in cycling. And the team that I'm talking about is Great Britain. And the British team of cycling had won just one tournament in the entire century, but nothing else, not Tour de France and nothing else. But in 2003, Dave Brailsford is one individual who was hired as a new performance director. And his only job was to make the British cycling team and make them move from mediocrity into excellence. And what he did is come up with a simple concept of 1% improvement. Relentless commitment to the incremental improvement is exactly what transformed the British cyclists from mediocrity to winning more than 170 world championships and 66 Olympic and Paralympic medals in a span of 10 years. What made the difference? 1% improvement. That marginal improvement. So as a member, as a Toastmaster, are you committed to make that 1% improvement in your skill with every speech that you deliver? That is what I want to urge you to look into. Because as a member, if I'm looking at that 1% improvement, that one skill that I want to look at changing, learning, then automatically I improve, I get better. So the performance part of it is exactly the second P that I'm talking about. Once the planning is in place, what is important is the execution, the performance of it. And through that performance is exactly what will make a difference. So ladies and gentlemen, as you progress to your next step, are you making a change in who you were and who you are? And that's exactly what Toastmasters platform has to offer. By making that 1% improvement each and every day a year, at the end of the year, you will find yourself 37 times better than what you were where you started. And if every member is able to commit to that cause, automatically we improve 37 times. And what happens when we do that to the club? The club improves because every member is what contributes to the club. Because the moment you are able to successfully achieve your learning through Toastmasters, the club's purpose is accomplished. And when the club succeeds, the area succeeds, the division succeeds, the district succeeds, the entire Toastmasters International as an organization succeeds. If the organization has to succeed, you and I as members need to make that 1% improvement. Committing ourselves to that cause, to that change is what I would urge you to look into. And these two aspects, planning and performance, is exactly what leads us to the third P. That's nothing but progress. And that progress is not just within you, but also through the entire platform. Now, let's look at very simple contributions that we can do and in what way we are able to make that kind of a contribution. First and the foremost thing that I want to highlight over here is very simply about the speeches that we deliver. Now, the moment I'm able to commit myself to a simple point of one speech that I would deliver every 4 months, every 4 weeks, every 4 weeks, that is what is going to make a difference. And this is something that my mentor told me. Every 4 weeks, if I'm able to deliver one project speech, then the growth is something that will always happen to you. And I would like to quote a very specific example that I had on 9th of February 2013. I was delivering my third speech in Toastmasters program. That's called as the Competent Communication Manual Project 3. And in that particular speech, the objective says control our nervousness and don't use notes. I did shiver. I did use the notes and I forgot the speech. That is how I felt in that moment. But the evaluator that came that day gave me a point saying that, Arjun, there is no doubt, there is absolutely no doubt that you could be a great speaker. But the only point which I would suggest is forget what happened today. There is no other point of improvement in terms of better preparation, better project speech. Think about something that you will be comfortable sharing. Nothing. He just mentioned that and he walked off stage. That little evaluation, ladies and gentlemen, made a significant impact on my life. 3 months after that, I gave my next project speech. Okay, 3 months after that, because it had an impact as a negative one, but it took me 3 months to get over it. But since that point in time, I've delivered more than 500 project speeches in Toastmasters. And the reason is because I moved away from that thought that I had of negativity and looked into the positive aspect, which my evaluator mentioned. Not about forgetting the speech, but about the impact that you can make as an individual. There is no doubt that you can be a great speaker. Those words, ladies and gentlemen, made a solid impact. So every single year, I was able to contribute to the cause of my club because of such positivity. So when you are sharing the stage with another individual, how much of that positivity are you demonstrating? Be it in your speeches, be it in your evaluations, so on and so forth. That always makes a difference because it motivates another individual. It drives them to the next step. And in a platform like this, when we are able to help each other out, it has a significant impact. The reason being, those members who are able to achieve their goals in Toastmasters will automatically support the club in achieving their goals. I remember there is a very beautiful line that a past region advisor, Kumaran Pethi, mentioned. It's payback time. You learned something from Toastmasters. I'm able to achieve my goals through Toastmasters. And so it's time for me to contribute as well. How? By achieving my own goals. Because when you succeed, automatically the entire organization, your club succeeds. So in order to get your distinguished club program points, I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, to start focusing on your very specific next step about the project speech and commit to the cause of completing one speech in every 4 weeks. And automatically, you will be surprised to see the way the club has progressed in terms of achieving all the 6 educational goals. This is applicable for a club with 8 members. This is applicable for a club with 80 members as well. Because automatically, when we are able to commit to that particular cause, the club will be succeeding because of you and me as members. I'll take a brief pause over here and then quickly check if there are a couple of questions that I would like to answer or help better understand, and then would go into my concluding remarks.
Higher Q&A session in the end, so you can proceed.
Okay. Thank you for that, Abdul. All right, excellent. All right, then. There is always one beautiful experience that I have, which is very close to my heart, very, very close to my heart. In 2013, I went on my first trekking expedition in the Himalayas. It was the first time that I'm climbing a mountain, trekking through the mountains, and I was nervous. I was scared. But there was one specific point that the guide told us. You do whatever you want to. You do whatever it is that you want to through the trek. But only thing that I would like to request is you got to look at that one person in front of you, and you got to also look at the person behind you. Just one individual in front and one individual behind. And that will take care. Because when we are able to look at that person, we are following the right path. When we are able to see the person behind us, we know that they are also following the right path. So, ladies and gentlemen, in your next speech in Toastmasters, in your next opportunity in Toastmasters, be it as a club member, club officer, district officer, anything as a matter of fact, are you looking up to one person above you? And are you looking behind for pulling another person up? With that thought, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you to go ahead and achieve your dreams through Toastmasters, because what I truly believe is Toastmasters is that program that acts as a catalyst to take you from where you are to where you want to go. And through that catalyst, you and I can succeed. You and I can contribute for a club's success as well. I would like to thank District 127 for giving me this wonderful opportunity, District Director Abdul Sathar, and the Program Quality Director Dr. Muneeba as well. Thank you so much. And back to our wonderful Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Arjun Sundar. It was a very wonderful speech. You know, the topic what you mentioned is quite close to me, because this is one of the TMOD topics which are taken for Atomic Habits by James Clear, where, you know, all those incremental habits actually are compound interest for your final success. So it's very interesting, very dear to us, and very important for our club success. So thank you again. With this, I next invite we have our PRM address. You know what? Our Bill Gates, all of us know Bill Gates. Bill Gates, once said, if I was down to my last dollar, I would spend it on public relations. And that's exactly the point I want to mention. Public relations, the most important factor for our club today. And with that, the one man we see on WhatsApp morning, noon, night, Toastmaster Venzil Fernandes. Please put your hands together to welcome our vibrant, young, and talented public relations manager for his PRM address.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremony, Master Priyanka. Good evening, everyone. Respected District Director, DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar, PQD, DTM Dr. Munibali, CGD, DTM Harish Krishnan, all the area directors, division directors, and my fellow champions. I have written a small poem that I would like to dedicate to every one of you. To District 127, with hearts full of grace, your leadership and effort uplift the space. With wisdom and guidance, you light the way, making a difference every single day. Your contributions, both great and small, build a stronger future for us all. Together we thrive with unity and care. Thank you, District 127, for all being there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to address and introduce the quarterly awards that I had mentioned earlier. Is that today we want, because district is vibrant in achieving awards, but we have awards that is quarterly awards, and I want all the district members to please participate in this. To understand what are these awards, I will reiterate again all these awards. Let me share my screen and let me know if you can see my screen. Can you all see my screen?
No.
Not yet, Venzil.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So these are the monthly awards that every one of us know is that we submit. That is Golden Awards. That's a club award. The deadline is October 5th. Phenomenal Poster Award. The deadline is September 21st. And the Rocking Recap Award. Now, we have all the members who are actively participating. Now, what are the quarterly awards? Quarterly awards are announced once in 3 months. Now, these awards are very vibrant awards. The first award is a Podcast Pioneer Award, okay, wherein any member of District 127, I repeat, any member of District 127 can publish a 5 to 8 minute audio, given topics. The topics are on the website, and submit the award by or on October 5th, wherein 5 finalists will be shortlisted and 2 winners will be chosen every quarter. The second is the Radiant Reel Award. This is also an award for all the members of District 127, where you will publish 5 to 8 minutes of video on a given topic that is already updated on the website. Submit by or on October 5th, wherein 5 finalists will be shortlisted and 2 winners will be chosen. The third award is basically an Arabic Phenomenal Poster Award. This is exclusively only for Arabic Club, where they can submit their flyers by October 5th on or before October 5th. And the fourth award, basically these are two different awards. One is for area and the division. That is the Golden Lens Award, the photograph of with your area or the division members. Now, the question you might ask now is, how do I submit the awards? I'll show you how exactly to submit the awards. I'm sure all of you have gone to the website. So here is where you go to the website. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Right. Now you go to Toastmasters, that is www.toastmasters127.org. Click on the awards. You will find a button called Award Submission, right? When you click on the button, you will get a file like this, wherein you will have to fill all your details specific to awards and then submit a send button. Once you click on the send button, awards will automatically come to our email ID. And that is how the awards will be collected. And then we will announce the best awardees, the club, the member, and individual awards. Now, I do not want to waste much of your time. I would want to give back to the Master of Ceremony because we have an amazing speaker who is well known for his flyers, which also he converts to videos. So, back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venzil. Next, we are all waiting for this exciting session. It's called the Visual Vibes Canva Flyer Crafting Session by our Toastmaster, Anup Chandran. Our Toastmaster, Anup, has been with the Toastmaster since 2016. He has played multiple roles in XCOM at Gardens Toastmasters Club. He's also been a part of the division, the district, the area PR team. Professionally, he's an industry consultant working on the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology. In Toastmasters, he is known by a name. What is it? Video Man. And so we are all proud here to have him here to give us this interesting session. So all Toastmasters, please put your hands together for our Toastmaster, Anup Chandran.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyanka. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and it's my privilege to do this session. First of all, I would like to thank DTM Arjun for giving me that framework, which is the 3 Ps. I hope all of you remember. So before performance, there is one step. What is that?
Planning.
Planning, yes. So that's what we're going to do first. Let me share my slides. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So creating flyers in Canva, right? So that's the topic. 2 things are required for every poster: information and attention. And there should be a balance in these 2 aspects, right? If you have too much of information on a poster, it's not effective. And it's just attention grabbing without meaningful information, then also it's not effective. So you need all these 2 elements in balance. Now, first thing that you do to create a poster is look for inspiration, right? What is the kind of theme that this poster is all about. So you need to look at maybe the Canva templates. There are plenty of templates out there in the platform. So today we're going to talk about, Canva per se as a tool, but you could also get inspirations from other places like Pinterest and so on. So find something which is interesting, which can connect to that particular theme, right? Second thing is, yes, VPPRs, they're hard pressed for time. So you could do something called take a template and customize it. Or in Canva, you can create your own template so that every other meeting, you just have to change few elements. So this is planning part, right? You can create multiple templates, change a few things, especially which is connecting to that particular theme of the meeting, and you have a new flyer. Of course, there needs to be some guidelines to be followed when we are creating templates or meeting posters or flyers, the Toastmaster brand manual. So this is a source that needs to be adhered to, looked at in scrutiny in terms of the elements that is mentioned there. Do not distort the logo. There are certain logo files which are available that you can download and use it. Second thing is respect the fonts, which is the heading fonts, the body fonts, and so on. There are alternatives also, which are freely available even in the Canva platform, right? Then comes your color palette. So these are brand colors. So please follow the hex codes, use the right kind of elements, the right kind of hex codes so that your poster is compliant. Then, of course, you also have some gradient colors, right? Most importantly, this is where most of the people will trip up, especially usage of images. There are certain guidelines. Please remember, come back to this particular section of the brand manual. You will have lots of information in terms of what to do, what not to do. And of course, if you have any doubts, you can always reach out to the district team, PR team, or people in the Toastmasters community. So there are three things that you need to do. I mean, especially when it comes to creating the poster. First thing is know your audience. What is the purpose? Are you going to distribute this in social media only, or is going to be in WhatsApp, or whom are we targeting? Are we targeting only Toastmasters or somebody outside? If it is a club that is having online and hybrid meetings, so then what are the kind of elements that needs to be there in the poster? So those kind of things, nuances are there when you're creating the poster. But my golden rule is keep it minimal, because that works. And of course, grab audience attention. Now, grabbing audience attention, of course, there are a couple of other examples or tips that I can provide. But before that, let's talk about creating a framework or a template. Now, here what we see is a template. It's got a heading, it's got a body and footer, right? So when it comes to creating this kind of a grid element, hierarchy grid, what you can do is have a header, have a body and footer. What it gives you is an outline of the order, enhances the readability of the message, and creates that visual impact. Now, again, when it comes to Toastmasters meeting, it could be the logo and the name of the club at the top. And of course, the theme will come in the body. And of course, where we are meeting, what is the timing, the logistics part will be at the footer. So this is a very standard template. You can experiment with various layouts. So some may be, hierarchical, some may be, you can even break the rules, but create a template that is fit for that particular theme. See, here's an example where I've used the same template, but for different meetings, right? All I'm changing is few elements, especially in the body. Okay. How do you grab audience attention? Font size, you can play with contrast, bright colors, highlights, images, and of course the concept of that particular theme. I mean, you can play with that, the visual elements and so on. Here's another example how images can enhance the impact of the message. Okay, so let's now dive in, which is the step number 2, the performance part, right? Let's go into the Canva tool. So first and foremost, it's not necessary that you have the paid version, but if you have the paid version, there are some advantages because you can quickly resize, you have a lot more elements available, a lot more features available in terms of the photographs that you can use and so on, right? So I hope everybody is aware of this tool, at least the basics. But first thing is what you need to do is create a design. You would like to pick the format. What are we creating this flyer for? Is it for Facebook? Is it for a Facebook story? Or is it Facebook post, Instagram post, or Instagram story? Or is it in some other platform? So pick the right, template. And then once you pick the size, you can open it up. And then what you can do is you can look at design, right? There are different designs available here. As I said, templates are available. You can pick one and then change the elements or change the information that is required. But I would like to create my own flyer, right? So let's try to create the first flyer. So I would like to do my own thing in terms of, the hierarchy. So what I will start with is something called the elements. I want shapes. You can just type in shapes. You can see more. Okay, the first shape is here. What I want to do is, okay, before even we start this, let me do one more thing. I will go to settings. I will say I want to see the margin, right? I also want to see the guide, rulers and guide. You see the rulers and guide on top and on the side. So this allows you to align things. So first thing is I'm having the square. Okay, rectangle now. And I'm going to pick our Toastmasters logo. So I've already uploaded it. You can download from the Toastmasters website, and there you go. I have the logo here. Just drag and drop. Resize it by holding onto the corner and resizing it. I will align it to that margin. The next thing what I want to do is a text. So I have a heading. Here again, since I have a paid version, I have the brand elements, all the colors are all loaded. Also, I have the heading and the fonts loaded in. But if you don't have, you can just change it here. For example, you can type the font name. So what Toastmasters use is Gotham. So if you type, there's a type ahead, it will show, I want to have a heading with Gotham black. And I will resize it. You can even hold this element here to drag and drop and maybe resize it. I will say gardens. Okay.
10 minutes up.
Okay. Not enough time, but I'll try to speed up. Okay. Toastmasters. Again, you can quickly resize this and again reposition this. And I would usually do it. Okay. Resize it by having the align right. Okay. Align it here. Okay. So you can even move this up. Next thing I want to do focus is, okay, I have a theme. I know the title of the theme. This is also Toastmasters. The color needs to be changed so it's visible. Next thing is my TMOD said this is going to be a traveler story. Is going to be his, theme of the day. So I'm going to say, okay, here, center, travel stories. Okay. Again, you can resize, center it. You can use the align guidelines. You can see that pink guidelines there. Then I would contrast it, followed by who is the Toastmaster. Toastmaster, let's say, is Toastmaster Sami Al-Herbawi. Okay. He's one of the famous guys from our club. So I'll take liberties in using his name. Here, another thing that you can do is you can reduce the size because you want to give an hierarchy. So probably 20 will do. And you would center it. Okay. But visibility needs to be improved. So I'll give it yellow. And I can even do this. You can increase the line spacing. So it aligns. All right. So now visual. What can we do with visual? I mean, you can go back to the menu here, look for photos, and Canva provides a lot of, photographs. Some of them we cannot use it straight away, but we know the theme, right? We can search for some ideas here.
30 minutes
Maybe I
up.
want to give.
30 minutes up.
Yes, thank you. So probably I'll pick something like this. Let's say, let me pick this because it's got a black background. It connects with the theme, but I would also personalize it by having Mr. Sammy. So I have uploaded his picture here. If you can search. Okay, there's Sammy here. And with the paid version, you also have a background remover. With one click, it's very easy to remove the background. All you need to do is resize that. And he's telling the travel stories. So you've sort of personalized that particular picture. What else is required? This is the minimal, poster ready. We just need to add few more elements, right? The time, the date, time, and of course, the location. So what I'm going to do quickly here is go back to elements. I can look for calendar, see all. Maybe I pick an element. Some of these elements, you can change the colors. That's the beauty of this platform. You can take something, use the Toastmasters palette colors, change it. You have the gray and maybe the white. I would want it yellow. Okay. So I'm going to go put this somewhere here, align it.
15 minutes up.
Okay. Give me another minute. I'll complete it. I'll say, let's say it's 2nd October. It is 16. And it's white. No, it's in black. Now this needs to be bold. Maybe you can change it to bold so it's visible. Another one. You can do Control C and copy the element. You can also do one thing to pick the right element. You can select the element and you can also lock it so that you're not disturbed because it doesn't move. So once you lock it, you cannot move that element, right? This is some tricks that you can do. 2nd October, 7 p.m. Okay, sleep time. To 9 p.m. I will bump up the font. Okay. Location. Okay, I'm going to use location. Maybe an icon like this. Do. It's editable. That's good. Maybe a yellow. Okay. Okay. So change the color. There you go. You have a poster ready in less than 5 to 10 minutes. There you are. Of course, we can improve on the alignment and so on, but you get the gist, right? All you do is these elements become your template. All you need to do is change the Toastmaster, the name of the theme and the image. You have a template going there, right? So that's it for me. I mean, if you want, I can show some of the other ones which I had created earlier. Home. This was the earlier template I created. The same kind of technique. I'd use the same elements at the bottom and few changes here and there. You have a new poster, right? That's it. Thank you from my side. And if you have any questions, I'll take it during the question and answer session. We ideally should have a longer session. 15 minutes is not enough to show everything, but I hope you can work on the progress side, which is the last P. So we said planning, performance, and progress, right? The progress, keep trying to use all the features and keep discovering. Canva is always adding new things into the platform. With that, I would like to stop now. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anup. Even though it was a short session, we could grab a lot from it. Me being the VPPR, the main thing I learned is the AI part, attention and information, what you mentioned. That's quite, the important aspect, because we want to put in a lot of aspects onto a poster. It looks so cluttered and we just kind of miss out on that. So that's the important part. So hopefully all our VPPRs will grab that and we'll have more detailed sessions from you in the future. Thank you once again. Over to the next address. We have the Club Growth Director, the man behind our club building, our club growth, and who has a direct impact on the member experience and the success of your district, our very own Club Growth Director. He goes with the mantra, let the world know you. So please put your hands together for our Club Growth Director, distinguished Toastmaster Harish Krishnan.
Thank you, MC of the evening. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, MC, for the evening. TM Toastmaster Priyanka for a power-packed, lively anchoring of this show. DTM Dr. Abdul Sathar, District Director. DTM Dr. Muneeba, Program Quality Director. Toastmaster Venzil Fernandes, PRM. District leaders, patrons, and very importantly, those brave hearts who have come forward to take up club coach roles. Good evening. Trust all well and enjoying a great evening at the comfort of home. I would like to reiterate something what our district director have already mentioned. We have just 2 days to go for our medleys and renewals. I personally know that all of the leaders, the club leaders, are doing their best. Just try that one bit more, just to save or gain a half DCP point for your club, plus also to achieve the district-sponsored award for this medley. Yes. Now, coming to today's session, while pursuing our DTM titles, we have 2 routes that can be taken, right? Taking a club coach route is the toughest of the both. You know why? It's all about commitment and service back to community. When I say commitment, it's a long-term one from anywhere between 6 to 18 months. And service, yeah, you are being a giver by giving what's the Toastmasters given back to Toastmasters. Since I call them as, brave hearts. So we are amongst us who have come forward to commit on this role and earn their titles the hard way. When the role is such, a trainer also have to be equivalent. For that, we have someone equally befitting amongst us. So dear folks, family, please use this to learn the tips and tricks to master this craft, and hope it will be useful for you now and times to come. With this, I would like to conclude my address and over to our MC with the Red Bull.
Thank you, DTM Harish, for your CGD address. Moving on, next we will move to our next and the last session for today. It's going to be an interesting session, Coaching for Club Excellence. And for that, we have our distinguished Toastmaster, Ganesh Raman. He is a Toastmaster for over 2 decades, and he has held various leadership roles over the years. He's currently a member of the Dubai Advanced Toastmasters and has also helped establish and build multiple clubs in Dubai. Please put your hands together for distinguished Toastmaster Ganesh Raman.
Thank you very much, MC of the evening, Toastmaster Priyanka. Thank you, everyone, for being here, first of all. And thank you to the district team for giving this opportunity and platform to share some of my experience with you. 15 minutes is all we have. And whilst Toastmasters International has a club coach training program, which is designed for about an hour long, we're going to try and truncate that into 15 minutes. So let me quickly share my screen. Just making space for everybody to be able to see and making space for myself as well. Right. So as you can see, Toastmasters International calls it the first class club coach. So expectations are already stretched that you will be a first class club coach. Now let's begin with the end in mind. So I have a quick question for you guys. What, according to you, is a successful club? You could use the chat and you could put in some of your answers there. Keep it short, maybe a term, maximum 2 or 3 words, and let the comments come through. So what, according to you, is a successful club? Go ahead, please.
Clubs that get
Ganesh, yeah, we have one response. A club that gets all DCP points. Second is achieves minimum 6 DCP points on board, where the members' goals are met.
Very good. Any more?
So there is another one where all get an equal opportunity to grow.
Excellent.
And there's
So
another
I think
one.
it's
Lovely is created. A family is created. And one
family is
last
created.
one, helping their members to achieve their personal and professional goals by joining Toastmasters.
Fantastic. Brilliant. So I think we've got the gist right, which is that members must be happy at the club. And members are likely to be happy if their goals are being met. Now, they could be communication goals, they could be leadership goals, they could be goals about just socializing, networking. Some people come to Toastmasters just to be in a happy, positive environment, and maybe that's their goal. But as long as the members of your club are happy and they feel that their goals are being met, you perhaps have a successful club. Toastmasters, of course, is super organized, as we have seen. In 100 years, and 100 years is a very, very long time to organize yourself and create so much of material and so much of structure that there is very limited scope of going wrong if you were to follow the Toastmasters mantra to be successful. I think we'll all agree, if we used all of the tools available to us in Toastmasters, we really couldn't go wrong. Now let's talk about what the club coach is expected to do, right? So before we get there, let's quickly look at what are the qualifications of a club coach. Fairly straightforward, very, very simple. If you are going to be designated a club coach, you must not be a member of the particular club that you're going to be coaching. Kind of makes sense. What are the qualifications of the club? Because there are two parties here, and the qualifications of the club, again, as you can see on the screen, it's very straightforward. Of course, you need at least one person in the club, but not more than 12. So we are looking at clubs where there are 12 or less number of members, and the coach is not a member of that particular club. And so these are the two very simple qualifications. Now, qualifications aside, what do we expect the coach to be able to do? Right? A lot of you have talked about member goals. And how does somebody really get to that point? And we'll talk about that in a moment. As I said, let's begin with the end in mind. So what are the credit requirements? And there's a reason that I'm bringing up the credit requirements right here, because your club growth director also alluded to the fact that this is a role which is a lot of grind. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of commitment. There's a lot of dedication that is required on the part of the coach. And apart from what you see on the screen, the one thing that I'll add to this is that you will be successful as a coach only, and mark my words, only if you are there not for yourself, but for the club. If you totally believe that it is not about you and it is about the club, that's the only way you're going to be successful as a coach. If you look at these credit requirements and make this assignment about yourself, if you were to focus on your personal goals here and be there as a coach only to get these credits, I can assure you that relationship is going to fail. So first and foremost, even before you start focusing on the credits here, you've got to make up your mind that you're there to provide a service, as DTM Harish said. You're there for the club. You're there to make sure that the club excels. If you are able to put in that kind of a mindset and the effort that's required over a period of minimum 6 months to 18 months, then the club coach role is for you. So please make up your minds before you sign on taking on this particular role. What are the credit requirements? As you can see very clearly, minimum 5 DCP points the club must achieve. There are membership requirements to be able to participate in the Distinguished Club program. And those membership requirements are, I'm sure most of you will remember, you must have at least 20 members, or you must have added minimum 5 members from the base. 6 months minimum term, we have mentioned that multiple times. Number 3, there is a reporting requirement. And this is where it's the grind. So it's not enough for you to work with the club and the club ExCom, but you must provide your reports. There's a preliminary report that is required at the start of your relationship. During the course of your relationship, there's a progress report. And then towards the end, there will be a final reporting requirement. All these reports, all these resources are available on Toastmasters International. In the resources section, you will be able to find them. Written confirmation is required of completion. So this is something that is monitored. And you must have it validated that you have been successful in achieving what the requirements are for this particular credit. Of course, there are other prerequisites, which we have mentioned before in terms of qualification, etc. Now, as a coach, I'm sure you understand what a coach is. We had DTM Arjun talk about the 1% improvement. And I think that performance director is what you as a coach are going to be. Your job is to bring about incremental improvements in all aspects of the club. Now, how do you do that? So, who are your soldiers? Who are the resources that are available to you as a coach? Naturally, the club ExCom is your team to work with. Now, successful coaches work with every individual on the club ExCom. So you've got 7 officers, and each one of them, you will realize, has a specific role to play. Now, a successful club is generally a high-quality club, and vice versa. A high-quality club is also generally a successful club. Now, how do you become a high-quality club? You become a high-quality club if every club officer is performing their duties perfectly to the expectations of Toastmasters International. We have the leadership handbook. If you have not seen it, then I strongly recommend, please read through it. Every aspect of the club leader's job in that calendar year, in that Toastmasters year, is described in very vivid detail in this handbook. You really cannot go wrong. If you follow that handbook, every club officer, if they were to follow that handbook, there is no way that you will not be a successful club. So you've got activities written down for the sergeant at arms there, the club president, everything that they have to do with a calendar of events and tasks. You've got the VPs, education, membership, PR, all of them with their jobs, with their tasks, with their calendars mentioned in that leadership handbook. You've got the secretary, you've got the treasurer, of course, and all of them. If you were to make sure that they did their jobs well, the club will succeed. You need quality meetings, you need varied meetings, you need to plan your meetings. How do you go about doing that? VP Education. Sit with the VP Education, work those things out. How do you build the club membership? What kind of campaigns will you run? What kind of events can you run? How do you encourage members to come back? VP Membership. Sit with the VP Membership, plan, perform, progress. Yeah, that's the theme that's been set by DTM Arjun today. VP PR, how do you become successful? How do you make sure that you're communicating about the club, for the club, within and outside of the club? What are the tools available to you? What all are you expected to do? That calendar is available to you. If the education program is high quality, if the membership campaigns are high quality, if the PR is high quality, do you think a club will not be successful? So a coach's job is to make sure that all of the club officers, first of all, excel at what they are expected to. Provide them the guidance, provide them the support, provide them the tools to do that. Of course, as a club coach, you're also participating in club meetings. So stand up there as an example of excellence yourself. So when you're standing up and talking, if you're giving them an address, then your communication skills need to be up there. Your leadership skills have to come to the fore because you're going to be leading the XCOM of a club. The members of the club need to warm up to you. So your relationships, your networking, the time that you spend in the club is extremely important to motivate all the other members of the club. There are plenty of clubs out there which struggle. And every club has a life cycle and will have lots of ups and downs. So you as a coach are going to be helping the club navigate from perhaps where they are at the bottom of the curve upwards, right? So that's the exciting journey that you've got to hold their hands along and pull them. I'll borrow again from DTM Arjun, and he said, are you looking at the person behind? Are you pulling that person along? You've got a club that you have to pull along. And I can assure you in the district, there'll be plenty of people that you can look up to in front who have done this job and who will be available to support you. I'll go back to telling you that this job is a grind. So only if you're prepared to go through this grind, take up this job. Now, along the way, of course, you will evolve. You will evolve as an extremely capable leader. There's no doubt about it. Because mentoring one person or coaching a couple of people is a different ballgame. Coaching an entire club and ensuring they become successful is a completely different achievement. Something that will stick with you for life. An experience that you will take away and you will go and make sure that all walks of life, you're able to draw lessons out of that experience and you're able to use those lessons. Now, Toastmasters International, of course, is, I'm so enamored with how well organized these guys are, that there are tools and guidebooks and handbooks for everything. And literally everything. Yeah, it's only that we don't actually go in and search enough and use the resources that are made available to us. I see the red, but I'll quickly give you a glimpse of everything that's available out there for the coach and the club to utilize to make sure that both of you succeed in this relationship. So there's an excellent guidebook, a handbook that's available. And thank you to the CGD. He had introduced that handbook to me. It is a trainer's guide. And everything that you need to become a successful coach is right in there. Apart from that, as you can see, there's a troubleshooting guide. There are reports, of course. And then a plethora of things that the club needs to use. And you've got to be proficient in knowing how to use these for the club's benefit. Of course, there's the DCP. There's a club success plan that all Club XCOM members have to fill. You can start with understanding what is the standard of the club, right? So you could use the moments of truth. A lot of clubs have done that just now. Then you fall back on the leadership handbook. I've talked to you about that. How do you master your meetings? How do you speak well? Successful club series, leadership excellence. And this is not an exhaustive list. But if you were to use maybe even 50% of these tools, your success is guaranteed. And the club success is guaranteed. So what it will take from you is, of course, commitment and dedication to go through this process, make sure the club goes through this process, ensure that you live up to the values of Toastmasters International as you are delivering this particular piece of work. Make sure that the integrity of the information that you're privy to for the club, from the club, is held closely to your chest. Respect the people that you're going to be working with. Respect the club members. Respect the club officers. Make sure your service is of the highest order and that you're helping everybody move towards excellence. So with that, I will conclude and hand you back to your exciting and energetic Toastmaster of the evening. Priyanka, back to you.
Thank you to DTM Ganesh for his excellent talk on this particular important topic. Yesterday, we had this moment of truth, and DTM Sujit mentioned to us that most of the time awareness is a problem for us. We are not aware that there are so many resources back in the TMI website where we are not utilizing, where we, especially the XCOM members, should be the first ones to pull it out, get through it, and then bring in all the members to actually know it and put it across in the club operations. So thank you again for that. And we would want to hear more of it in our future speech. So now, next, I would move on to the Q&A session by our DTM Midhat Siddiqui. I pass on to her to lead the session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Good evening, everyone. So this is the time when you can bombard us with all the questions that you have been holding on for the 3 amazing sessions that we had so far. So feel free to shoot out the questions. We already received a few questions. So to save time, what I'm going to do is that I'll start reading out the questions that we have received in personal chat, and we'll address it to the concerned person. So my first question goes to DTM Arjun. There was a participant who has put out a question that we all have priorities in life. How do you suggest making Toastmasters to be the top? If someone who pursues MBA or their time spent and it clashes with what they are doing, how would you guide them? DTM Arjun, over to you.
Thank you so much for the question. In terms of priorities, in terms of how we'll be able to link our priorities as far as Toastmasters is concerned, or pursue our goals in Toastmasters are concerned, I would just ask you to do one simple aspect over here. Where can Toastmasters fit into those links? There are priorities that we would like to achieve, and those priorities also require skills. And these are the skills that Toastmasters can help you achieve over a period of time. And that's exactly what I would request you to look into in terms of setting the priorities, fixing the skills that require these priorities, and then looking at the Toastmasters modules as to what are those projects that will help us achieve these skills so that our priorities can be taken care of, is what I would suggest.
Thank you so much. I hope it answers the concern that one of the participants has raised. Anyone else would like to ask any questions? We have 3 amazing guides for us. We have DTM Arjun, we have DTM Ganesh, we have Toastmaster Anup, who has shared so much knowledge and wisdom with us this evening. Okay, so DTM Ganesh, there's a question for you. They have asked that how do you select a coach for your club? Can the club do they have the liberty to select the coach for their club?
Yeah, so I think that's a good one, and I think that's for the district more so. It's a relationship that I think the district needs to bring together, right? So if you're recognized as a club that is worthy of being coached, or there's an opportunity where a coach might be able to help improve the prospects of a club, that's where the conversation needs to begin. Now, conversations all along the Toastmaster structure is what is important. Yeah, so there's a reason why clubs belong to an area, and an area belongs to a division, and a division to a district, or multiple areas and divisions. So the area director is the first person that the club officers must speak to. The area director should be the one who first picks up the need to bring around a coach. And then, of course, something that we rarely do, and we keep advocating this, is that the club has the entire district at its it can just pick out of the entire district whoever it requires to help it. The club is not restricted to just their members or just their area, right? The club belongs to a district, and in the district, there are hundreds of clubs and thousands of members, and at least 50% of them would be capable of helping a club. So eventually, yes, the club needs to agree about the coach that is being assigned, because that's a relationship that needs to work. So if at the beginning you are not welcoming and the coach and the club do not really get along, then there's no point in furthering that relationship. So like any other relationship, it needs to be something that will work positively. And therefore, yes, the club does have a say in whether they want to work with that particular coach or not. They can speak to the area director and the division director and tell them that they're looking for a coach and they prefer certain individuals to be their coach. And if that individual is willing and capable, then why not? Yes. So it is a relationship that needs to work, and therefore both parties need to agree to working together. So absolutely.
All right then. Well, on Toastmaster Zahida on the chat box have put out a question to you, DTM Ganesh, that could you explain the role of a club mentor and a coach, and how can they be a seasoned Toastmaster from outside the club? And how long can they coach a particular club?
Yeah, so we'll see a club mentor and a club coach, subtle but very important difference. Now, club mentors, as far as Toastmasters International are concerned, when you're actually constituting a club or you're founding a club and you're putting in your papers to establish your club, it will require a club mentor and a club mentoring club, right? So a club which is mentoring as well as an individual who's mentoring. And of course, you get credits for being so. Now, as a club mentor, typically, the difference between a mentor and a coach is really the grind. So you will find that the club mentor is more strategic in nature, is more of guidance, whereas the coach is somebody who's working with you on a daily basis, literally. Somebody who is making those 1% incremental changes happen. The coach is on the ground with you. The coach is more of a personal trainer to you. Whereas the mentor is perhaps somebody who's strategically guiding the ExCom and the members towards higher goals. So they will help you chart out a path for you in terms of club growth. However, the coach is somebody who is working with you to make sure that you're walking that path and you're walking that path successfully. So the grind with the coach is far more than you would find with the club mentor. All right. So that's the subtle difference. We tend to use mentor and coach quite interchangeably. However, the coach's job is far more scrutinized because, as you saw, the credit requirements are far more than what a club mentor's requirements are. So a club mentor is not held responsible for not hitting the 5 DCP points or the 20 members, right? It's because it's a guidance role. It's more about showing you the path from a distance, whereas a coach is someone who's holding your hand, who's tied to your waist, like the rope that Arjun was talking about, and he's got to pull you up. So that's this little difference between the two. So a lot of hard work for the coach. So if some of you in this meeting are actually looking forward to it, then I absolutely admire you. If you're going to be putting in that effort, you already have my respect.
Amazing.
So 6 months to 18 months, that's the term, typically 6 months minimum and 18 months maximum. So if you haven't made a difference in 18 months, then you're not successful, quite honestly. You've got to be able to do this within 6 months to maybe a year if you're with a club, because the Toastmaster year is a year. 12 months is all you got. So you better be good with all the tools that are available, resources available, and know where you want to lead the club. So I think one thing that I forgot to mention because of the paucity of time is that along the way, what you've got to do is ensure that The club officers are evolving into better versions of themselves, right? Everybody is learning. So, and you are learning along the way as well, because you'll learn from the relationships, the mistakes you make. You will find that you're not motivating enough, or you're not able to motivate certain individuals. Not everybody finds you inspiring. Not everyone's going to follow your word. How do you evolve? How do you manage those circumstances, and how you evolve as a Toastmaster? Great opportunity, but great responsibility, because there are 7 other officers of the club who you need to evolve, who you need to contribute to make better at what they're doing. So, it's exciting, but it's scary at the same time. And because you're taking that responsibility. And mind you, if you keep focused on, I've got to get my credits, then it's a non-starter. You will never get to the finishing line. So make sure that the focus is on the club and improving the club. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. Sorry, it's a long answer to that question, but I think it's important for everybody to get that.
Thank you, DTM Ganesh. It was worth. You have very well explained the differences between a club mentor and a club coach, and I hope it answers Toastmaster Zahida's question. Now we are going to move to another question which we have received, and it is for Toastmaster Anup. So this person is asking, is Canva Pro really required for creating flyers?
Absolutely not. You can still have workarounds without, the premium version. There are some limitations, especially the number of photographs that you can use. See, if you look at the photos that is available in the gallery there, you will see that some of them have the icon like premium, right? So those things you cannot use, because once you start using it, there will be a mark there, watermark there. So that's something which you can avoid. So the alternative is go to websites like pexels.com or unsplash.com. You can get free content, that is photographs. You can download it, upload it into the free version, start using those pictures. Similarly, in the shapes or the element section, right? So there are some limitations. Some of the icons, some of the elements there are premium. So you will have to work with that restriction. Of course, the other thing which I find very, very useful for the premium one is quickly switching from one format to another format. Let's say you have taken an Instagram post, right? It's typically a square, dimension. So if you want to create it into a landscape, especially for, a Facebook post, or maybe a longer version like a mobile story. So in order to convert, there's actually a nifty tool in the premium version. But if you do not have that, you have to manually create. So if I would say, pick your, kind of templates that you want to create those templates. Of course, you have to replicate the changes. That's the disadvantage. So there is no other restriction. The Canva is there. There's a little bit of extra work that you need to do with the unpaid version. I hope that answers. There's, of course, there's one element which I want to touch base on. There's the AI, use of AI, for creating certain elements. It's not perfect, but there is a free AI tool too. So if you can go to Google and say AI generator, image generator, Canva, it's available. It's not the best, but you can use those elements too.
Amazing. So nothing can stop you. And I'm sure even if you don't have Canva Pro, you can still aim for all the awards, which has been mentioned by our PR manager of the district. Okay. Anyone else would like to shoot out any questions? We have these 3 amazing people who are ready to share their knowledge and wisdom with you out there. Okay, so I have received one question, which is for DTM Arjun. So this particular person is saying that I love to deliver my speeches, but I struggle to manage my time. How do I do that?
I just have a follow-up question on that part. Is it like managing time for the speech that is allocated, or time in terms of preparation as such?
It's particularly the individual that they don't get enough time to prepare for their speeches, even though they are interested in delivering their speeches.
Okay, time to prepare speeches. All right. So when you look at the time that is required to prepare a speech, it's a lot personal, because it's the amount of time that you will be able to invest to master the content that you have prepared. It's as simple as that. So if you feel that, okay, yes, it's about 2 to 3 rehearsals are sufficient for me, it's absolutely okay. If you feel that I need 20 to 30, then it is important for me to plan that ahead of time. That is, say, for example, if I require 30 rehearsals for one speech, that technically means even if I'm delivering or practicing the speech twice a day, I would require about 15 days before I deliver my speech. So based on what your comfort level is, as far as preparation is concerned, mastering the speech is concerned, that is the amount of time I would suggest any speaker would take in terms of that, and plan your speech slot accordingly. So work with your vice president of education in that way, and go with that kind of a practice in terms of rehearsals and preparing the time for the speech. This is as far as the preparation is concerned. Now, in terms of writing the speech itself, what I personally enjoy doing is working with my mentor through the thought process, because a speech is something that the mentor and the protege or the mentee create together. Although it is the mentee's speech, it is that particular member's speech, it is that mentor who always constantly adds value and makes a difference to how that particular speech could be in terms of the impact that it can have. So work with your mentor and plan accordingly is what I would suggest in terms of preparation of or writing a speech is concerned. So these are the two aspects when it comes to preparation, be it from writing or practicing as well. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Excellent. Thank you, DTM Arjun. So there is nothing that can stop you. Now you have a solution to your problem. One last question that we have received, which is for Toastmaster Anup. It says, what are some best practices for designing social media posters that can maximize engagement? Your thoughts on that?
Just stick to those 3 points that I said. First thing is know your audience. Where can you create more impact? There is a comment in the someone had mentioned there's too much of tiredness, or when you see the same poster on and on in WhatsApp, different groups and so on. So try to limit it, and especially, you can use stories, right? For example, they are disappearing, right? So that's one area which you can look at, especially in Instagram and Facebook. They have stories, right? And that has got a higher click rate than a post. So you can use that. Second one is, in your poster, for it to be effective, keep the content minimal. Do not try to put all kinds of images and text and so on. And first of all, look at the readability, especially on a mobile. Today, people are consuming all those information on their mobile rather than on the desktop. So try to see readability and follow a hierarchy. So these are things that the last point, which is grab the attention, right? Have image. The image should convey some action, something related to the theme, and people should be curious enough to say, what is this theme all about? So maybe have a question, or maybe a interesting caption. Those are things that are hooks, right? So that people will come and say, okay, I would like to go, this looks like an interesting theme. So those are things that needs to be the visual element part, right? Which is maybe a caption or image, and keep it minimal. That always works. More clutter, people will say, I'm not having time to go through this.
Amazing.
I hope that answers. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anup. I know these tips are very simple, yet very powerful and impactful. I hope that it answers your question. With that, I would like to show
Just
my
one point, Midhat.
Sure,
I would say look at some of the, I mean, go to Google, look at some award-winning advertisements. Look at the visual aspect of it. What creates that, why is that creative and why is that impactful? You will see certain elements, certain colors, not too many colors. There is some visual element, there is a caption, and there's minimalism there. So try to see that will be your inspiration. That always works.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned during your presentation, that we always have Pinterest, and there are so many flyers that are out there on Instagram to inspire you, and even some templates on Canva to guide you how you can maximize the engagement with your audience. And with that, we are going to wrap up the session. The timer is showing me the color. I would like to thank DTM Arjun, Toastmaster Anup, and DTM Ganesh for their valuable time and sharing all the wisdom and knowledge with our fellow Toastmasters to ensure that we reach the top level. Thank you so much. And with that, I will hand over the virtual stage to our MC, Toastmaster Priyanka. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, DTM Midhat, for the Q&A session. And next, we move on to a short session, the award session by Toastmaster Venzil.
Thank you so much, Master of Ceremony, Toastmaster Priyanka. It's not the award session. Basically, we are announcing the winners of the challenge that we had conducted this month, that is for Connect Challenge. Now, what is Connect Challenge? Once again, to explain all of you, is that you will upload one of your XCOM members' contact details on the district central or the club central, and then you will upload this on the form that was given to you. Now, we received almost 35 entries, or 34 to 35 entries, with 3 of them duplicates. So we have removed the duplicates. Right now, what we are going to do is we are going to use the randomizer. So can you see my screen? Okay, you all can see my screen, right? So we have got total of 34 entries. These are the clubs that have given their submissions or the nominations for the that is for the Connect Challenge Award. And I am going to run this randomizer 3 times. The third time, the top 5 clubs will be announced as the winners. Shall we start? Can I get a thumbs up? Right, I've got 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs ups. Great. Let's start. I'm going to randomize it. So there are 34 clubs here, and we'll randomize it once. And we will randomize it for the second time. And we are going to randomize for the third time. The third time, the number that comes up, the top 5 clubs will win the Connect Challenge Award. Here we go. We have got the winners: Lagoon Toastmasters, Westport Leaders Toastmasters, Spice Toastmasters, Dubai Eagles, and India Club Toastmasters. Congratulations to all the club members, to all the clubs who have won the award, and thank you so much for participating in the Connect Challenge. Over to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venzil. So, Toastmasters, we are coming to the end of this session. I want to thank all our district leaders for initiating this monthly workshop. There's a lot of takeaway for each one of us. Me being the VPPR, the Canva session was very interesting. There's a lot of things to learn and to put it across in our upcoming posters. The other 2 sessions also by DTM Arjun and by DTM Ganesh was very interesting and something very important that we need to put in for the club growth and the success plan. So I thank each one of us who have actually taken their time on a weekend evening and participated, because we learn and grow together. I want to put across the 3 C's of life, choices, chances, and changes. You must make a choice to take a chance, or your life will never change. And I'm for sure all of us being Toastmasters, we have taken the choice that we are part of Toastmasters, and for sure our life has made a change on that. So with this, I pass it on for the closing address to our District Director, DTM, Dr. Abdul Sathar.
Thank you very much, Priyanka, for that wonderful electrifying session and 3 wonderful speakers today. Hope everyone has enjoyed. May I request all the audience who is still there, please put your feedback. Give us one point where we can improve for the next event that is coming up every Saturday, last week of every month. And we can improve, we can change, we can configure for your own requirement. So please give us few points where we can change, we can improve, we can make it better for the next term. To add a few points to the club coach thing, the last date, if you want to get the credit this year, the last date will be the end of December. And before you get qualified to become a club coach, you have to go through the club coach module. And how you get the credit is the president has to send the email. So make sure you impress the president before you actually submit. With the permission from DTM Harish, I'm just adding these 3 points. And for the Canva workshop, you can generate images even from ChatGPT, and you can use ChatGPT even for translations. So it works very well. It's very easy, but limited facilities you have, but you can definitely use it. I'm very impressed with all the 3 workshops today. Likewise, I hope everyone has liked it. Please give your feedbacks. And before we exit, let me thank all the organizing team that have come forward to help us and support. First of all, let me thank the Surgeon-at-Arms today, the Toastmaster Najla Hassan for starting the meeting with that wonderful few words. And then came Priyanka. She was electrifying the stage for every speaker, for every member, and made it a wonderful session. Now to say, the 5-time DTM Arjun Sundar, he gave us lots of insights into how to achieve the 10 by 10. And then Anup Chandran, Toastmaster Anup Chandran told us about how we can tell the world how to achieve, how it is going to help us to achieve 10 by 10. And I'm sure you all have got few points. It is difficult to grasp everything today. You can step by step just deep dive into Canva. You can step by step learn every single tool that is there. Then came DTM Ganesh Raman with that wonderful presentation about club coaches. It is difficult, but it is worth trying. That's the message I got. If I happen to listen to DTM Ganesh Raman's speech before I became the district, I would have surely taken the club coach because I want to try how difficult it is going to be. And then DTM Midhat Siddiqui, the Q&A moderator, she has done a wonderful job. Every question's answered from top to bottom. I'm sure all those who ask questions will never have doubts again. And our Deepal Sawan, Toastmaster Deepal Sawan, who was managing that Zoom, there was some glitches in between, which happens every time when you use technology. But she has managed it very well with support from others too. And thank you very much, Toastmaster Deepal, for doing that. And then the timer, there was a strict timer today in the background with voice. And maybe it's the first time someone is using voice to tell us the time. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sahra, for all that. And thanks to each and every audience member and the Toastmaster that have attended this session today. Thank you very much. Till we meet again, good night. Have a wonderful evening.